Got a new toy coming to the Woodyard. What do you guys think it is? Any guesses? Anybody know what it is? Pretty cool. Folks, welcome back to Around the Yard. Got a new toy in the Woodyard. You guys will see that here in a minute here. We're just running out of daylight. I sent Bob Nelson on his way. He brought this 17VS-C over. It's a demo unit currently, so it is for sale. If you guys are interested, contact Wolfe Ridge Manufacturing. They can give you the details about it, but we're going to try and run this thing head-to-head against my 35 SHO box wedge. And we're going to try and do some comparisons here about what's good about a vertical splitter versus the horizontal. We're going to run the conveyor. I've got two IBC totes set up off to the side here that conveyor is going up into. We got the log lift here. This has got the IGX 700 EFI, so it's got a remote head unit here, ignition, and then throttle control. So similar to the 800 that's on the 35 show, but just a little bit different. They've got this remote panel here, and then we've got log lift up and down, conveyor up and down, and then forward and reverse on the conveyor. So when you're going to run the conveyor, you push it forward and it'll start churning. When you're ready to shut down for the night, pull it back into neutral, and then idle the machine down and turn it off. So this one's pretty neat. It's set up with the LED lights, the LED tower. So we'll try and do a little splitting out here probably the week of Christmas here. So at any rate, I just wanted to kind of show you guys this. It's not mine. I didn't buy it. I might buy one, but all right, guys, it's cold. I'm gonna head in for the night, yeah, we'll roll on those clips, and you can kind of see us setting this thing up. I did. So Bob pulled this thing in here, backed it in, and then he disconnected his truck, and we used. There's two fork pockets down here that you can use a skid loader or bigger tractor for. The 445 didn't have any problem picking this thing up off the ground. We spun it 180 degrees and set it down where it is now. While it was up in the air, we pulled the pins for the stabilizer feet, and then we also deployed the rear jacks. So that helped a lot, having the thing up in the air. And we set it down, there's less adjustments that need to happen. So, but basically, if you're going to do that, otherwise you'd have to raise those jacks up to get it off of the hitch, and then you'd want to lower it back down to deploy these rear jacks here next to the table, and then raise everything back up again to kind of get it square and safe.
set up.
Cool.
All right.
Well, thank you. I can't thank you enough for bringing this thing over here.
Yeah. Well, it worked out. I said, I put these on for this trip too.
Oh.
They plug in back here just like your oil cooler does.
Oh, okay.
So there's that.
Either or a split.
Oh no, there's a splitter here. So
okay, cool.
basically, I plug these both like that for the ride.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What I've noticed with these is you probably have to tighten the bolts and stuff up there.
Oh, okay.
Because as you're splitting,
Yeah.
and especially like ones that bang,
Oh, yeah.
you'll look up there and they'll be like
Oh,
that.
they start to move.
Because right now they're
Yeah.
easily movable and adjustable.
Yeah.
So, but even like during the day, they make a big difference. It's fine.
You want me to keep these with this thing so that they're here when you come pick it up? Or?
Yeah. Might as well. Unless that's, otherwise I can just throw them in the truck too, it doesn't matter. You know, if you don't want to have to keep track of them.
Well, I can just set them in my box over there. And,
Okay.
or I can, well, for now, I'll just set them up here. And put them in a safe place so we.
Those actually might be. Those might actually be tight enough where they don't get goofy. But it's hard to tell. Okay. So it's pretty much ready, dude. You want to split? You've used one of these before, right?
Once I put one round through one of these.
One?
Yeah.
All right.
At Frenzy this last year.
So maybe I'll throw a mic on you quick, all right?
What's that?
I'll throw a mic on you quick. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. There you go. There you go. What's going to happen if you like this better than the box wedge?
Box wedge is for sale, right?
Right. And this is cheaper than a box wedge.
Point.
That was not my intention, by the way, though.
No?
This came. The guy came.
Well, where'd this come from? I guess
This guy bought a. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is. Yeah, that'll work.
All right. Okay. All right. Brent, we're all set up. How long did it take us?
5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't even think it was 10 minutes.
That's moving that machine around and moving this thing to get it face the right direction.
Not too bad. Now, of course, we had supporting equipment like the skid steer, so turning this around would have been more of a hassle with back there. I wouldn't have been able to drive back and around through. So it's nice if you had like a sweeping drive, you know, be able to unhook it that way. But now it's your turn to split. And have you used a VS or a VSC before?
I've used a VSC once at the Firewood Frenzy in June.
Okay.
24, right? Yeah.
All right, yeah. Yeah, and we're doing the Frenzy again this year. Did you see? I already got it on the events page. Yes,
yeah.
all right.
We'll be there.
Yeah, cool. So what I always tell people is to let like the log lift kind of do some of the work for you. So this log lift goes up past the halfway point. So once you get it up past the halfway point, the rounds will kind of slide down onto the table for you.
Okay.
And as with any vertical splitter, make sure that you keep your hands on the side of the wood, never up top, never put your thumbs on top. I've even seen some advertisements.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, no, yeah. So keep your hands at the side of the wood, and then every foot press you do, this will come down. When you let go of the foot, it goes back home.
Okay. Sounds good. Simple enough.
Yeah, this one we put the optional light tower on, which will be nice because it gets dark at like 4 o'clock these days.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Minnesota's good for that too.
And this one is a VSC, so it's got the conveyor on it. We've got it set a little bit below 45 degrees. We've got forward and reverse. I think you've got these IBC toes set up nicely, so it'll bounce right off the center and fill both of them.
I'm hoping for.
Yeah. And yeah, other than that, this thing has got a V-twin Honda on it with electronic fuel injection, electronic governor, key start from the front panel, and cool. Yeah, why don't you fire it up?
All right.
There you go. And then you can run it like this too if you want to run it demo throttle, but to give it speed. make like right now already a big difference. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I mean, to me anyway, it's like, yeah,
it's lighting up your workspace. That's pretty cool.
yeah. How many minutes do you think it was?
It was about 18 minutes based on this film thing here.
Okay.
Oh, that's since I had the thing loaded.
Oh, well, 14 minutes in.
Sweet.
That's pretty cool.
Well, I'll do like I'll just do like first impressions with you quick, and then
Yeah.
You want me to turn this off?
All right, so here's first impressions of the Wolfe Ridge 17VS-C.
All right, Brent, you just got to run it for a few minutes anyway.
Yeah,
First impressions?
I like this. It's different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot different than running the box wedge.
Did you find it to be a lot more of a hassle, like upper body, or
Not too much, no. I mean,
Spinning around and-
no more so than kind of having to move stuff around on the box wedge.
Okay.
There's different muscles I can tell already.
Yeah.
You're using, more of your shoulders and whatnot to kind of pull stuff around versus with the box wedge, you're kind of lifting,
Okay.
underneath to get the round up or change direction.
Feel it more in your back in that case than versus this.
Yeah.
Okay.
This surface is big and smooth. And everything kind of moves freely.
And the working height.
And the working height is good.
I feel like is good. You don't have to like crouch at all.
Yeah, no, there's no
just-
bending over.
Yeah.
The one thing is you're close to the action, which is a different feeling than the box wedge.
Sure.
If something gets a little squirrely with that thing, you set it and you
can back away. Yeah, yeah.
This one you're kind of committed to it. So
Yeah. Which brings up a valid point. Like, try to make sure when you're splitting with a vertical, especially, make sure that the flat end of the round is on the table.
Sure.
If you've got something that's got more of a crook to it or something like that,
Yeah.
or it was cut crooked, because then you'll have, you'll be able to come down straight with the grain,
Yeah.
versus the other way around.
Yeah,
And
that makes sense.
being right in the action like this, you'll be able to see, like, you'll be able to read the wood and figure out, like, okay, I know this one's going to pop this way,
Yeah.
pop that way, or whatever.
Yeah. And the box wedge does that too. You kind of you can. I mean, usually on that though, it's if you've got like a big crook or something, that's always facing up. And
Yeah.
once you get close to the first pass or so coming off the backside, no big deal. The second one, if the wedge starts to struggle, then on the third one you know it's going to struggle. You know it's going to pop. You know it's coming.
Yeah.
This, I think a good method is probably starting on the outside and working your way in.
Yeah.
To try and find that same
sure.
balance.
And I've noticed too with running these, this is only 17 tons. Your box wedge is 35.
Yeah.
Yeah,
half the tonnage.
We get, asked a lot if this is enough tonnage to run this, but you look at like the point on the wedge, and then we've got that dual stage design on here too, where it'll pop apart if it's really stringy. I saw you going down a few times.
Yep.
But one thing I noticed is if we got something that's really nasty, I'll pull it out basically, so the wedge will only contact,
The back
that
third
much
or
of it,
something.
because then
Yeah.
it'll snap it apart, and then it's easy from that point. Huh.
Yeah. That's a good
Well,
idea.
let's talk about your current splitter too.
Sure.
So, should we go over there by that one?
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
fine.
let's do that.
Grab that.
Which you got that? Is that 2x4 in there right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now Brent's got a 35 SHO box wedge machine with the IGX 800, 38 GPM pump, and a 30-inch stroke. That's
correct. Yep.
Yeah. And a custom color.
Custom color.
Traffic blue? Is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
it's traffic blue or
Okay.
safety blue.
Okay. All right. And Brent has actually got this one for sale, and he's looking to buy another box wedge. So we figured to throw a wrench in things and then drop this VSC off, which was
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Now I got decisions to make.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
yeah. And he was asking me where that one came from. So the customer that bought that one, actually, these are 20-inch stroke, the verticals are.
Yep.
And then he found out that he wanted to start doing some boiler wood also, so he wanted to
Okay.
be able to do 23 and a half inch. So
Okay.
he traded it in on a 24-inch stroke. We took care of him, so we got that one back. It only has, I don't even think it's got 10 hours on it. So
Well, it's kind of like this one. It's got like 55.
yeah.
So
Yeah, but you made a lot of wood with it, and I
Yeah.
see you're running that custom 2x4 box wedge yet.
that's right. Yep. That has been my favorite.
Okay.
The more that I run that, and you guys will see in my videos. So I'll run the first pass of the round one direction, and then if it's 10, 12, 14-inch round, I'll flip it over, run the opposite. So you have flat side up, And what I've found, at least running the box wedge, is whatever that middle chunk is, if it's big enough to run 2 passes through, great. You get much more uniform splits.
Okay.
But if it's if it's skinny, like you're gonna run a 9-inch or a 10-inch round through it, you got 4 inches of height here.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get 8, or you're gonna get 4 and 4 and 2 or something like that.
I got you.
If you run the round just the same direction, all 3 passes, you wind up shredding the top of that round.
Okay.
Versus if you flip it, you get 4 usable pieces off the bottom, 4 on the top, and then you get 4 skinnier pieces like kindling out of the middle. So you don't wind up with as much trash. So I try and do that as much as possible. Limits the amount of trash that hits the ground. You still get stuff, but not as bad.
And I've seen your technique, and I like it. And I've actually showed a lot of customers that are looking at box wedge machines or thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because I like that, you know, shave off one and then put the flat back on the beam and like get more uniform pieces out of that chunk of wood.
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing it does too is on the 2x4. Hey, Yummy.
How's it going?
There's the center 2 are 2x4.
Yep.
The outers are 4x4.
Yeah.
If you turn that round over and it's not big enough to catch the farthest wings, you get a partial through the 4x4s.
So you're almost getting that smaller.
You're getting that smaller split by flipping it over. Versus if you take the full bite, then now you have a 4x4 again. And that's a little bit big for bundle wood. I mean, you can put 1 or 2 in a bundle, but you don't want to put, 6.
Sure.
That's fine.
Sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
They won't tip over. Yeah. The dog's running around here.
Yeah,
so
no, it's all good. Special guests. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on what's next at Wolfe Ridge.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, cool.
Have a
What do
great
you
day
think?
around the yard.
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to do any?
All right, so there's going to be lots more videos coming out on the 17VS-C in the coming weeks. I think Bob told me I get to keep it for a little while, so really excited to kind of put this thing through its paces. We got a big pile of oak over here. We got some silver maple rounds on pallets that have got a little bit of twist that don't go through the box wedge so clean. So we're going to try those out, and then I've got some brand new ash here that we just took off the pile. So we're going to get after it, and yeah, we'll take you guys along for all these future videos. God darn jets. I'm really excited that I get the opportunity to run one of these. I ran one last year at the 2024 Firewood Frenzy that was held at Wolfe Ridge. We actually brought the 35 SHO over so somebody could see a box wedge kind of run, but I put 1 round through one of these machines and kind of liked it. Kind of wanted to try it more. Bob said this one came in on trade, and that's why it's in this Woodyard. It's going a couple different places before it gets back to Wolfe Ridge, but if you're seeing this and you're interested in a 17VS-C, contact Wolfe Ridge Manufacturing. They're in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and they can maybe get you set up with this unit. So yeah, something to look into. We're gonna run it here, like I said, for the next couple weeks.